My name is Kenna Conklin, and I am the founder of geekportland.com. Geek Portland is an online event calendar for all the geeky events that happen in Portland, Oregon. And I curate kind of what falls into that category, because geek can be interpretive. There was a great Venn diagram that was made that had the three circles being social ineptitude, I think it was intelligence and obsessive, and geek was where obsessive and intelligence met. And thankfully the social ineptitude doesn't prevent the geeks from coming out to these great events, but basically things that people are really into, whatever that one thing may be. It's what really is meaningful to them and really something they, in a lot of cases, have revolved their lives around. And with the intelligence factor, it's often something pretty fun, pretty interesting, and there's a lot of that going on in Portland, Oregon that we try and capture and make sure people are aware of and get out and go see all the wonderful things that are happening here. Definitely a big hurdle was just technological, that I'm not technologically savvy. For the calendaring program, I guess, I'm so unsavvy that I don't even know what to call it, but the actual website, I had a $0 budget, so I had to find something on the internet that was pre-made, that was met my aesthetic requirements, because I wanted it to be completely clean, something people could just come to, get the information they needed, and leave. And that took a long time to find. And when I did find it, I found the perfect thing that works beautifully, seamlessly. It's got a great form that makes it very easy for me to put up events, and the user interface is gloriously clean and gorgeous, and I couldn't have found a more perfect calendar. And so in the end, I think that took me about 3 or 4 months to find. It was a huge delay in getting the project started. I had this great idea but could go nowhere with it because I couldn't actually take it live. But once I found it, I really just was perfect. Again, the technological stuff is still a hindrance. There are a lot of things I'd like to do with Geek Portland that I'm not able to by myself. And being a very small, I run it by myself. A lot of people are surprised to find that out, but it's just me. And so anytime I want to develop, I have to bring people in, which is money and that sort of thing. The other thing that has been difficult is while our community is so energetic and has so many things going on, that really the curating of those things and deciding what I want Geek Portland to represent and what I would rather it didn't represent, being okay with curating and reminding myself that that's the intention and that I don't have to include everything and I don't have to put things that don't excite me and don't thrill me. And that can be hard when you have people, interacting with you and wanting, your support and saying no. But it's gone pretty well so far, and haven't hurt too many feelings yet, but yeah. The community, the geek community, is a group of wonderful people who, like I was saying before, are really into what they're into, and so they're so happy and so excited to share it with you. And there's actually something in Portland called the Portland Geek Council of Commerce and Culture, which has linked a lot of Portland Geek businesses and other enterprises together to try and help support each other, which has been a really great network for finding out about things and getting help when I need it and that sort of thing. But Portland is so diverse and so much going on, and there's so much just love for interesting things. And so the fact that people are outgoing and want to share and want you to come to their events and want to help each other and stuff has just been a really amazing thing to be a part of, and really makes my job a lot easier. I am standing in the abyss of to grow or not to grow right now. What we are now I can keep up with. What I want to become, I'm not sure I can actually keep up with by myself. And so when you start bringing other people on board, a lot more things come into play, and a lot more of your life has to be dedicated to it, and a lot of decisions that affect how you live that life come into play monetarily, time-wise, all of that. So I'd really like Geek Portland to become a general hub for Portland's geek culture, as far as, if you're coming to visit Portland and these are things you're interested in, you can go to Geek Portland, not only find out what's going to happen, but what stores are here, what people are here, what, just a wealth of information. But that's going to take money and other people, and just deciding whether to stay happy with what we've got now, because I'm really enjoying success with how it stands, or whether to go ahead and go for it and make it bigger and better. So we'll see. I think that comes back again to the community, and that Portland just has wonderful things going on. I first started Geek Portland because there were so many amazing things happening, and I wanted to start a calendar for myself, because I would find out something was happening and I'd be like, oh, I really want to go to that, but I would forget, and I couldn't keep track of it all. And so I was like, well, I really want to start a calendar for myself. Like, I was just thinking a Google Calendar to keep track of these things, and then I thought about it. I was like, if I want to know when all these things are happening, I bet there are other people who want to know when all these things are happening. It just is amazing how diverse and wonderful Portland's, we've got everything from, one of the latest things that started up as a movie theater that shows movies where you can text heckles during the movie. So as the movie plays, there's all these heckles scrolling underneath, and it's hilarious. I just went last night, and it's super funny. And you can go from that to, our local 80s video arcade, or then hop down to a comic book signing, just such a great variety of stuff. And having wonderful things to represent makes me want to keep helping promote them, so people know about it and can be enjoying these wonderful things. This is kind of a weird answer, but I think webcomic artists that I know inspire me, because the ability so webcomics are like comic books, or more actually like serial newspaper comic strips that are posted online, and they'll do it either weekly or every other day, or some schedule like that. But what's amazing about it is these people will start their webcomics, and they'll start and they can't draw, they can sort of tell stories, but they'll keep going, and 2 years later they're really good at drawing, and they have a ton of people sucked into their story that they're telling. And then in the next year they put out a physical book, and they have this rabid fan base that can't wait to buy it. And I just love that the internet is so open to things, for all the negativity that's definitely out there. It's definitely a place to discover, and a place to learn about things. And the fact that, these webcomic artists have been able to take to the internet, take their, lives into their own hands, their destiny into their own hands, and really find a home and make a difference, and then find actual success and be able to do it for a living. A lot of these successful people, this is all they do, and it's off their own sites, and I just think that's great. And I think that when a society or a group or community wants to get behind something and support it and make it happen, it's really wonderful. And I feel like right now I'm pouring into the community, and it's starting recently actually to turn around, where the community is starting to give back to the site and really support us. So hopefully that will keep going and